Hi, it's Laura at Aquamarine18 Tarot and Books. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. Welcome or welcome back. I have been waiting for a couple of days very impatiently to open a deck that I'm very excited about, but I thought I would wait until I had time to share first impressions with you all. And it's only kind of first impressions because it was a Kickstarter deck and all of the cards were depicted on the campaign page. So I do have a good sense of what to expect. I just haven't really unboxed yet. I wanted to share that. So the deck is Sacred Incantations, Rituals of Trans Wisdom for Every Season. And this is, I think, the most impulsive Kickstarter back that I have ever done. I had not heard of this until I was browsing Kickstarter, as one does, and it came up. I looked at it and I just felt like this was a deck that I really wanted to work with, that really kind of spoke to my spirit in a particular sort of way. And I'm so excited that this deck is in the world. I identify as genderqueer and gender nonconforming. Those are my preferred, really. I'm good with genderqueer woman too. Woman feels more or less comfortable on different days. It kind of depends where I'm at. But genderqueer and gender nonconforming are really the language that makes me feel most accounted for, we'll say. Non-binary is okay, but genderqueer and gender nonconforming feel more me, I'll say. But non-binary feels like descriptively accurate, if that makes sense. And this is a collaborative deck featuring 20 artists. So there's 76 cards, and the 76 cards are sorted into 4 suits of 19 cards each. So 19 artists, did 1 card per suit each, and then a 20th artist did the box and the card backs. So 20 artists, all of whom are trans, two-spirit, and or gender nonconforming, according to the campaign page. And this is rituals in a box. So each of the cards, has a ritual that goes with that message that is in the guidebook. And my understanding is that, including all of the folks who did work on conceptualizing the rituals and doing the writing, that this is actually an international collaboration of more than 70 people, which is pretty fucking amazing. I'm really, really excited about this. So I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just going to open the box. So it came in a cardboard shipping box wrapped in some tissue paper, which is good. It has a good hard box. No finger holes, but it opens easily, so I'm happy with that. The guidebook is huge because it does have 76 rituals in it. It has an introduction, and explaining kind of a little bit about the Infleshed collective that put this together. It has an introduction, which I'll read a little bit of. It has the table of contents of all the different cards and rituals that go with them, and then it has 20 pages of contributor bios at the end. Very chunky, not so little book. So I'll read a little bit of the introduction and then I'm going to get the cards out. The introduction begins. We gender transgressors of the non-cis variety do not make our way alone. Being of and belonging to the earth, we build from lineages of wisdom that have carried our people through countless seasons of germinating, rooting, blooming, and decaying. This wisdom finds its way across cultures, generations, and geographies, shape-shifting to meet the needs and realities of each context. Despite being a relatively scattered people, we have a rich history of finding each other. We exchange tools of survival. We become each other's companions, comrades, champions, and kin. We carve space for joy, beauty, and rest. We do not share the same privileges, experiences, contexts, or languages. We remain entangled in histories and patterns of turning against each other through racial violence, misogyny and misogynoir, capitalism, ableism, and the enforcement of cis norms and normativities that deaden, demean, and diminish. At our best, we build solidarity across our differences and practice a shared commitment to collective flourishing. We reach backward to ancestors and forward to the future ones born to and emerging from this lineage, whatever they may call themselves. We savor the particular glories that are our lives, our bodies, our becomings, our loves. We shed what keeps us from loving ourselves and each other well. And it goes on for another 3 pages. And the dedication is in gratitude for trans elders and ancestors, through solidarity and love for all finding our way, with dreams for shared flourishing now and to come. I'm really excited. So the cards are just kind of in there. Okay. There's a title card with the exact what's on the cover. And then the back of that has the seasons on it. And these are kind of the suits: germinating, rooting, blooming, and decaying. And so this is color coordinated. The 4 kind of suits there are in the colors that they're associated with. So that's a really wordy way to say that. What I'm getting at, if I can show it easily, is that the kind of spot where the wording is at the bottom of the cards, if you can see that, is color coded. So that's what that card will tell you, which suit it is. These are the back, which are beautiful. I love dandelions. Oh, that makes me very happy. Okay. The cardstock is kind of glossy. You can see the ring light, but it's not so glossy that it's like a distinctive circle, you know? I don't know if anybody gets anything about, cardstock when people go like this, but it has a good spring. They feel sturdy and not too glossy. Glossy is not my favorite, but they're not sticky though, which is good. I think that they will shuffle very nicely. I'm going to start showing the cards because I'm really excited. Loving myself is a spiritual practice. And there's a poster of haircuts in the background there. Someone else is less alone in the world because I am in it. This is powerful. Under many names we've always been. May all our needs be met. When our movements labor together, empires quake. Your mystery, your miracle, your magic. Befriend yourself. Whisper the sweet nothings you long to hear. Seek solidarity, not uniformity. Cis people need transgender liberation too. And it's true. Gender normativity and rigidity restricts everyone and, harms us all in different ways, limits our possibilities. Emerge at your own pace. How cute that is. We are accountable to each other. Spiritual ancestors companion us. You're trans enough. I feel like, there's a lot of kind of imposter syndrome, and I think, like, especially like talking to other folks who are also genderqueer, non-binary, gender non-conforming, agender, there's a lot of kind of complicated feelings around, how big the trans umbrella is and who is under that umbrella, we'll say. And some folks, identify that way and some people don't. But I think that this kind of speaks to a feeling that a lot of us have and have had in different sorts of ways. We can be home for each other. Now I wonder if, I'm just going to stop for a second. I wonder if, is the guidebook going to tell me who did which cards? It does. Okay, I'm glad, because with this being a collaborative deck, I would hope that I would be able to tell who did which art and not just have kind of all the bios at the end without that information. So each of the rituals in here, which corresponds to a card, lists kind of the name of the person who I think created the ritual, and then also lists the artist. So if you can see there, you get the creator and also the artist. That's awesome, because I want to see like which cards are kind of all from the same artist. I feel like I'm going to put them in different piles and have a look. So not in this video, don't worry. By myself. Okay. None of us become on our own. And there's a skeleton, a wolf, a bird, a snake, and a seal dancing together. May we offer what we have. May it be enough. May our longings be our North Star. There's a lot of different mediums represented too. Like this feels like pencil drawing, and then others are definitely digital. Okay, I'm not peeking it. We are of the earth. We already belong here. We belong here is a powerful message. It's simple, but you get a lot of messaging to the contrary. May all our children, through birth or belonging, be free. Be the trans elder you needed. So now we're in the blue. The first cards were the germinating, and this one is the rooting. The teal one. Staying tender is so brave. May Earth's creative adaptation be our teacher. I love this as a queer person, and I also love this as a druid. I feel like a lot of the learning, I've talked about my druid work before. I feel like a lot of the learning that we do early on about, like learning about all the different other creatures and so on that we live alongside in our various ecosystems, is precisely about this, right? Learning. And I think probably like for folks who have like kind of animal practices and plant practices, as teachers, I think that's really good. Playing with gender is a practice of freedom. I love that. I love that so much. So much. May collective liberation, not individual inclusion, be our goal and our way. I like that this deck has a politic, and it's not, I struggle with kinds of affirmation decks that are just kind of like, you're great, things are, you're great how you are, you belong, like that, like stopping there. This is good. Our medicine transcends medicalization. And the person here is holding their chest over mastectomy scars. Yesterday shapes today, but does not determine tomorrow. Beautiful. May we always find each other. Sharp and soft, we protect each other. We labor together for those yet to come. We don't have to earn the right to be respected. That's an important reminder. Under state violence, we harbor each other, making safe harbors for each other. Okay, so some artist styles I feel like are starting to emerge to me, and like I will be able to put them together. And yet it somehow feels cohesive. Like I think in a huge spread it might not look that way, but solidarity, not conformity, This is so good. Each scar is a map. Trace how many ways you've survived. We find our way by flourishing and floundering. Who you are spills over the limits of language. I love that. I love that. I love that so much. Transition is not a linear process. Context shapes our needs. It's okay for yours to change. Really beautiful. New words can make new worlds. That reminds me of Ursula Le Guin, so I'm into that too. There are others who share in your weird and wild wants. I love that. Weird and wild wants. That's beautiful. So now we're going to the blooming suit. pleasure is a prayer. That's awesome. I love that. We are hot on our own terms. This is tell the histories and stories they refuse to publish. Or in the case of this week's news, refuse to have at the fucking book fair, if anybody's been following that nonsense. So important. So important. May our genders be feral and free. And there's like a cage that's broken open. May we stay tender even as we breathe fire. We recognize our own beauty. There's a multitude of genders, each with infinite manifestations. I like that. We are all always transitioning. When they stare, don't shrink. Joy undermines their cruelty. May we make a holy mess of respectability politics. Our rage is a ferocious force of love. Rage is important. And I like that this deck gets that. My name tastes sweet in my mouth. Oh, that's beautiful. Our love for each other crosses time and space. Look how pretty this is. Oh. Let your freak flag fly. And there's a dancing skeleton again. This I think this pencil art is amazing. Present to this moment, I am alive. We are not an error to be fixed. May your gender be more poetry than fact. I like that a lot. Oh, I like that a lot. Our rituals are sacred. May we transform our pain into a salve for others. Gender rigidity is a colonial legacy. Like the moon, there's power in each phase of your becoming. I like the earthworm there. That's kind of fun. May we carry our grief together. It's okay to be what others don't understand. May we survive nevertheless. Cry it out. Refuse to be pitted against each other. Uproot the stories that leave us ashamed. It's amazing. Amazing, amazing. Release the survival strategies that no longer serve you. That's a hard one. That's a really hard one. Our ancestors and future generations meet in us. There's some wonderful people in this card. Our flourishing is made possible by the countless offerings of others. Your gender is not your whole story. Both laughter and tears can tell our untold stories. We'll remember the ones we've lost. Our sacredness is not up for debate. We are strong and enduring, but we also break. Be a wreck, look a mess, fall apart. We still love you. May we outlast the violence against us. Oh, okay. Oh, that is Sacred Incantations. Rituals of Trans Wisdom for every season. I am feeling like this is going to be one that is a really supportive one, I think. So I'm very excited. I'm very, very, very excited. I need to think about exactly where this is going to live in my personal practice. I feel like this this feels like too much for card of the day for me. I think that this is going to be more maybe per moon cycle or something like this. Single card, because these are big messages. So I'm really excited. I'm going to say thank you for watching and log off and go look at the cards, and keep going this deck and read the guidebook for myself. Thank you for watching. I would like to hear in the comments if you also backed this deck, if you received this deck, what you think. I'm really excited. Okay. I feel like a little bit lost for words also. Like that's a lot of big like heart impacting words in this one. So I'm just going to stop talking. I'll see you all again in the next video. I wish you all well. Have a good one.